Well, hello. Welcome to the What is Coaching webinar. I am Coach Cherie Johnson, and I am the leader and founder of the Free to Be Fearless team. And I just want to first of all say thank you so much for showing up here today and for taking your time to hear more about what we do, to see if it's something that aligns with what you want with your life and your vision for what you want to do. I'm going to go through some logistical things here as well as my story, but I do want to let you know that you are totally invited to ask your questions, and any question is fine, because trust me, I had them all and I've heard them all. It took me probably a full month of questioning before I decided to join. If I could go back, I would have just joined right away. But I do respect that you have questions, so please do ask them. I want to start out, I'm going to share my screen with you here in a minute, but I want to just start out by giving you a little bit of my background, because every one of us is going to have a different reason why coaching sounds appealing to us. Some of us love our jobs and we don't want to leave our jobs. Some of us hate our jobs and are just looking for a way out, but it has to be something that'll be purposeful and something that we can work at without feeling like we're wasting our time or wasting our energy. We want to have purpose in what we do, and I think that's a really noble thing, and it's a very normal thing to want to have purpose in your life. I was one of those people who wanted out, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But one of the things that was burning on my heart was I come from a background of eating disorders, and after I went through about a decade of fighting against, well, at first not fighting against it at all and living through eating disorders and then fighting against it, I just learned so much about what it means to be a truly healthy human being. And so when I coach and when I mentor new people, my purpose is brought alive every single day. So even if you're just here just to kind of be a fly on the wall and check it out, I want to say thank you for being part of my purpose. So now I'm going to share my screen with you. It'll take just a second, and you'll be able to see my presentation. Okay, here we go. I did some Google Slides here because it's just part of the teacher in me. I just still love Google Slides. Someday I'll get more professional, but you work with what you have. So what is coaching? As you can see and you saw on the event page, we have a team of girls, and I don't want you, we do have one guy, a couple guys all together on our big team, but I don't want you to be deterred by that. If you're a guy watching, please know that you have an amazing market that is largely untapped in the Beachbody coaching world. So stick with it. Okay. So what is coaching? Like, what do we actually do? It looks like we play all day on social media and take selfies and work out and maybe drink a shake, and like, what is it all about? I had so many questions how this could be a legit job, and so I totally get where you're going from, if that's you. But let's talk a little bit about my personal story. So as you can see here, this was me just a year or so before finding Beachbody. I am a former single mother. I am now married, and I have 3 amazing stepsons as well, so 4 boys altogether. But I was a single mom just suffering through my eating disorder and then trying to recover from it as I was going to college to become an English teacher, and as I was raising my son and working jobs to make ends meet. So I developed some really unhealthy habits altogether during that time, although I was running the whole time. So I became a full-time English teacher. And I was in the classroom and I loved my students. I loved everything that happened within the 4 walls of my classroom, except some philosophical differences that I had. And the more and more my philosophy started clashing with where maybe just my district was going, but I think maybe where public education was going, the more I was soul searching. Like, I love hanging out with these kids and I love teaching them and I love writing, but I don't think I can do this forever. This is really eating at my soul. So I was running and developing this relationship with my body that was turning from something that used to be so awful to one of the most beautiful relationships that I had. And I saw many women, not only runners, but in general, suffering the same feelings that I had about my body and about my health. And so I had this burning desire for more, to share more of my story and to help other women in a practical way not have to go through what I went through. I wanted to cut their learning curve by what I had learned over a decade of, let's just say, suffering. So I was this teacher, I was a runner, also a track and cross country coach, and a brand new foster mama and stepmama. I had all these things going on, all these plates spinning. So it almost doesn't make sense why I would consider one more thing, but I did. Why did I choose coaching, and why might you want to choose coaching? First of all, when I found my mentor coach, she was on Instagram. She was an account that I followed. I was new to Instagram, so I didn't even really know what I was doing. But I would read her stuff and I'd just be like, man, what does this girl do? Because she's so inspiring and she talks about values that I have, but she has this time freedom and she talks about it all the time. And like, one day she had made a post that said basically, you can do this too. Maybe you saw that post from me sometime, and we're just like, maybe I could. And it spoke to my heart. And I remember being like, she provided her email address, and I ran into the living room and I said to my husband, I'm like, I don't know what this is, but this girl says that she's a coach of fitness and health and nutrition and that I could do it too. And I don't know how, but I'm going to email her. And he's like, cool. Yeah, that sounds great. But I'll never forget, my heart beating really fast. This was an indication of something for me. Because at the time that I knew I wanted out of teaching, I had no way of doing that. I needed to make an income. Like I said, we have a family. I needed to make an income. And I needed to do something. I'm someone that has to work. I love working, but it has to be purposeful and meaningful to me. So I didn't want to quit teaching and then go work at a store or something. I wanted to do something purposeful. So the empowerment was huge to me. And I saw the coach that I ended up signing up through empowering people in her messages, and then empowering herself and others through health and fitness and through the groups that she was leading, the challenge groups or fit camps, as I like to call them. I saw this team and this tribe of people who, you guys, I loved the people that I worked with in education, but everyone was as frustrated as I was in different ways. But a lot of times, when I went to work, it wasn't a place where we were all uplifting and empowering each other. We were just kind of venting to each other about our frustrations and only feeling camaraderie that we were all in the same boat and kind of suffering together. But this team and this tribe uplifted each other to not only be better and healthier physically, but in every single way, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I love that. Coaching also gave me a vision for my life that I had never had or understood I could have before. And by watching the leaders above me, the leaders who had been there before me, I saw this vision that I had never heard before in my life about the way that we help people and the way that we create success for ourselves is only by having a heart of servitude. And I was just that is so amazing, because I didn't want to join a company where it was all about pushing products and making money by just signing people up and getting them hooked on the products and all of these herbal stimulants and all that stuff. I had heard of it. I had been introduced to it. I had seen it before. I didn't want that. I just didn't, I'll be honest. And I had been involved with one such company quite a few years prior, and I quit it and I vowed to never do an MLM again. So it was just kind of crazy that I was even considering this, but I saw the vision that the team had, and it felt like family. Everyone on the team, once I joined, started to be my family. People who were helping me, who had no vested interest except that they knew that I had something that I could give to the world, and everyone who joins coaching does. So they wanted to help get that message out there, because we're not competing for the same people. We're all individuals. We are all helping lift each other up, and that is family. Maybe those are some of the reasons why you would consider coaching, or maybe you have other reasons beyond that. But those are the things that have really made a difference in my life and have created this different person inside of me that wasn't there before, someone who believed in herself and believed that anything was possible, when the girl that I kind of grew up with inside of myself was someone who was very self-defeating. So in every way, this has changed my life. So, okay, cool, Sheree, that's your story, but what do you even do as a coach? Seriously, what do you do? And I get this question a lot. We have these things called the 4 vital behaviors. And those are things that at the end of the day, these are the 4 things you need to do to have a successful online health and fitness business and to help people most effectively. So one thing, and something that I didn't do well right away, and I wish I would have, is personal development. And that means that we are reading and or listening to audiobooks or podcasts or other materials that we get that empower us in our mindset. And I used to think it was so woo-woo, you guys. That's why I resisted it for so long. I was like, okay, like I'm a Christian, I read the Bible and I pray, so I'll be fine. But what I didn't understand was that I still had a lot of negative self-beliefs and a lot of negative self-talk that once I started doing personal development and reading the books that people were recommending to me, I saw that I had a lot of digging to do within myself to create the most powerful and impactful person that I could be. So I started doing personal development, and that's one of our vital behaviors because most people walk around with all this baggage, all of this mental strife and stress that we don't even know about until we start uncovering it. And it is such a cool thing to watch yourself transform. The second thing that we do is we are products of the product. And I actually don't like that terminology, if I can be honest with you. But what it basically means is we do these workout programs. You've heard of it, right? Beachbody programs, P90X, Insanity, T25, Shift Shop, 21 Day Fix, PIO, these programs. So we utilize these programs for our own fitness journey. We also will try the different like Shakeology and performance supplements, and we will see how it works with us in our lifestyle, in our way of living. And so being proof that the product works basically just means that you're using the stuff that other people will use to help themselves get healthier. And I was a runner. I am a runner, but I was really, really like overly confident. Like, I don't need those programs. I'm a runner. I do track workouts. I run long distances. I'll be fine. And I'll be the first one to tell you how humbled I was the first time I tried 21 Day Fix Extreme, which was my first program when I signed up. I could not believe how sore I was, how difficult the moves were, how 10-pound weights could feel like 50-pound weights by the end of a workout, and how I knew I needed to grow in my area of fitness as well. So I use these Beachbody programs to complement my running. They are something that help me to be a better, stronger, less injury-prone runner, as well as it helps my physique. Let's be honest, it just does, because just running for me wasn't keeping some of the fluff off that I kind of needed to be as fast as I could. So instead, I have more muscle tone now, and I love that. So basically, you are using these products and these fitness programs for your health benefit and to make sure that you know how to help other people with these programs. Okay, the third one is you are sharing your journey and then inviting others along with you on that journey. So you're sharing your workout journey, but you guys, that does not mean you become salespeople. Hopefully you know, if you follow me or watch me, that I'm not just like, join me for this and join me for that, and here's what I'm doing, and oh my gosh, you have to do this, and spamming people. I'm sharing my real, not the highlight reel, the real of my story, and I'm showing how these programs and these products are only enriching my life. And I invite other people to become a part of my fitness challenge groups that I do. And I'm inviting other people to be a coach like I am, because I know what fitness and health have done for me. In fact, they have literally saved my life, because when a doctor told me, sure, you can have running or you can have your eating disorder, but you can't have both, on that day, I decided I wanted to be fit and healthy. I did not want my eating disorder more than I wanted health. And so whenever I meet someone who is at a crossroads in their health journey, whether it's eating disorder or overeating or giving up on themselves, I think back to that day that I chose life, and I just keep getting healthier. And I invite people into that with me, because it is so important. If we want to fully express our gifts to the world, we have to be our healthiest selves. And that is really important, isn't it? So anyway, we are doing this, and then we're sharing and we're inviting other people, because you never know who is desperately looking for a healthier lifestyle and they just don't know how to do it because there's so much stuff out there. And we have the solution, we can help. Last but not least, we are recognizing other people. So again, it's personal development. It's actually doing these fitness programs and trying the shakes and performance line or whatever you choose to do. And it's sharing and inviting people. And finally, we have recognition. We recognize people who are doing amazing things, whether they're in your challenge group or they're a coach on your team or just a beautiful, amazing person in the world. We're recognizing that because everyone deserves to be recognized. Okay. The other things that I would talk about as far as like what we do, like sharing and connecting. So I talked about sharing your life, but I also love connecting with people. I have created some of those beautiful friendships that I've ever had, deep and true and like empowering, like women empowering women, by just simply connecting with my followers and people that are my friends without trying to be salesy to them or trying to like get them to do something for my business. I honestly don't want that unless it's what they need. I trust God with that process. I connect with people because I want them to know I'm real, I'm here for them, and that what I do is uplifting me, and I want to spread that love and light to other people. And then keep growing. And that kind of goes with personal development, but we are never like finished with our journey, you guys, until like we end this life here on earth and go to heaven. Like this life keeps going and we keep growing with that. So I think that's a huge part of what we do, is just we're always open to more growth. Okay, so hopefully you guys are getting excited, because this coaching thing is really, really amazing, and you can see some of the great opportunities built into it. But there are the logistics, just like with anything else. When I started teaching, there were logistics, right? And so I just want to share some of the things that I kind of wish I had answered right away when I was hearing about coaching. So first of all, let's say that you do want to sign up. I'm sure you're asking, okay, how much is this going to cost? Because we're on a budget. And trust me, I know. When I first signed up, my husband and I had to have a big budget talk, and we actually agreed. I was like, okay, for the entire month of whatever month it was, I can't even remember right now. It was in the summer, but I was like, I will not go to the coffee shop and buy coffee, because we have our favorite local place. And I will not buy kombucha drinks, because I knew just like my drinks were adding up, my coffee and my kombucha. Those are like my fixes. And he's like, okay, and that should be fine. You know, like that's fine. Let's just do it, but let's just make sure we can budget that in. So we did. We made a plan because I knew that I didn't want to do the first way of signing up, which is to pay a $39.95 coaching sign-up fee, because with that, yes, you get coaching, you get access to your website, you get some materials in the mail, and that's great. You will get in on the team and the training. But with that fee, you don't get all of the Beachbody programs. So I knew when I signed up, I wanted the programs. I wanted the stuff. I wanted to use it so I could actually say, yes, I'm using the stuff and I believe in it. Because I really think that when we do this, we need to not be hypocrites. Like, would you ever like buy Nike from someone who was always wearing other brands and never wearing Nike, but they're trying to tell you how great Nike is, but they're never wearing Nike, and you're kind of like, you're telling me to buy Nike because you represent this company, but you literally never wear Nike. So what is it that you know that I don't know? Because you're just trying to make $1 off me. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, so I signed up. It was $160. You get with the $160, this is the second way to sign up. You get a challenge pack. So that is your first month of Shakeology, which is amazing. I'm going to post a separate video about that in the event page, but it's a superfood and protein nutrient-dense shake that is unlike anything out there. And I'll tell you right now that I was a huge, huge shake hater. When I signed up, I was like upset that the shakes came with it. I was like, can I just not get the shakes and just get but like, they're like, no, it comes as a challenge pack. So I was like, great, I'll just like try them and I'll return them and get my money back, because I just don't think I'll want them. And then I started doing my research and fell in love. So I was a huge skeptic, huge. And I hope that you are too, because then you'll go on the discovery of what Shakeology is. Anyway, so you get Shakeology, your first 30 days of Shakeology, and then your 1-year subscription to our Netflix for fitness, which is Beachbody On Demand. Over 700 workouts that you get access to on your computer, phone, device, smart TV. You get access to all of these workouts. You can go from one program to the next, and as your body changes, as your strength improves, as your goals change, you can go to different programs. And of course, if I'm your coach or whoever your coach is that you sign up with, they will help you choose your programs based on your goals, and you'll do that for your challenges. It's so cool. So that's the challenge pack option. Again, your first 30 days of Shakeology, you get your Beachbody On Demand. The $39.95 sign-up fee is waived, so it truly is just the one fee of the challenge pack. And then after that, you get access to your website, you're on the team, you get our training, which is all online on your own time, and it's amazing. So you get to choose, but obviously I really think if you want to be doing the vital behaviors, you should, at least at some point, make sure you're getting the challenge pack. Okay, so let's see, other logistics, business, website, customer service. So there's the only required fee is that you pay $15.95 per month as a business fee. And what this does is it takes care of all the stuff that we don't want to deal with. You as a Beachbody coach do not have to keep inventory. Can I get a hallelujah, amen, for I don't have to have inventory and I don't have to ship anything out of my house. I had to do that before for another company that I was signed up for years ago, and it was such a pain getting to the post office. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it also takes care of your website because you have an entire website where people order through, and all of these amazing tools are available for you. So it pays for your website, and it pays for customer service, so that if there is something like with shipping or with something they ordered or whatever that they have questions about, they can call our customer service, which is so wonderful and so kind, and they can ask them any of those hard questions, especially if you don't have an answer. You can just be like, hey, you know what? Call the customer service line. They're going to be able to help you with everything you need, And so it takes care of that for you. If you think about a brick and mortar business, if I open up a storefront, I have my own fitness studio or something, I'm paying rent, I'm paying electricity, I'm paying for like the heat and cooling, I'm paying for all of the equipment, and I'm in the red for years upon years because that's tens of thousands of dollars, if not more. And this $15.95 per month fee, seriously guys, I don't even bat an eyelash at it. I never have had to because I create an income from this job. Okay, so monthly, I get a Shakeology order because I love, like I said, I fell in love with Shakeology, and they have vegan options. And so I get that monthly because I want to keep that nutrition in my body. Some people get the performance line monthly, like my husband, where you get a pre-workout and a post-workout supplement. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do. There are other options that you can get something, but I just do highly recommend that you have something on like automatic shipment monthly, because you can keep trying different stuff and seeing what vibes best with your body. Like I said, if you're not sure what to do, Shakeology is so good, and you should really, really have that in your body and just watch how everything improves, from your digestion to your hair growth to your nails to your skin to your overall health. Finally, and this is like one of my favorite things, every month you have the opportunity to earn prizes if you hit Success Club, which we'll talk about when you join. But also just for doing your job, quote unquote, you can also earn free vacations. You guys, in 1 year, I earned a free vacation to Riviera Maya, Mexico, and one on a cruise to the Bahamas, just for doing my job. And this isn't one of those where it's like super like high out there, like you have to reach so hard and be the top 20 in the company to get them, like some other companies. No, this is for people who are just consistently showing up and doing what they do. Those are some logistics. If you have more questions, please ask. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is, yes, the best. So if you're listening to all of that and you're like, oh my gosh, sign me up, I'm ready. If Cherie, who's a track and cross country coach and a wife and mom and stepmom and foster mom and hot mess, total hot mess, can do this, then I know I can too. Or maybe you just feel the purpose in your life. Then here's what you need to do. Talk to the coach who invited you to this webinar, to this event group, and ask them, what are my next steps? And they'll send you the step-by-step instructions to sign up and the link. You'll get access immediately to the all-new Coach Academy, which is updated, condensed. It's 12 trainings basically, or 12 days, let's say, of training, super simple and quick and effective. You get to do that on your own time. So I'm not like going to be babysitting you about when you do that. You're a grown up. You're signing up for your own business. So when you do it, you just let me know after each lesson is completed where you're at. And it's super exciting because every lesson is so like rich and powerful and impactful and helps you move yourself forward in the business. So really excited about that. We've just updated it. And finally, we'll welcome you to our page, our team, our family. This really is a family, you guys. This really is. And I'm going to escape from this so I can see your beautiful faces if I can. And you're going to be on that team page. You're going to get welcomed in. It's a private page where you get to connect with all of us, where you can ask questions, where you can share victories, where you'll be recognized for the awesome stuff that you're doing. And you'll just hopefully really fall in love like we all have with this coaching opportunity. So I'm going to stop my screen share if it allows me to. And here I am. And I just want to say once again, thank you so much for showing up to this. Thank you so much for listening about my story, about the team that I have. You guys, this team is beautiful. This team blesses my life literally every single day. And I would love for you to be a part of that with us. I would love for us all to be blessing each other in return. Ask your questions. There's no way you can get them answered unless you ask us. So please do on the event page or in private message, and we'll answer your questions and you can see if this is right for you. So I hope that helps, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and weekend.